kitchen light is flickering again, like it's trying hard to stay awake. There's coffee rings beside the sink, and your jacket on the chair you hate. Outside the windows taxis blur like yellow stars across the rain. I still hear your laughter in the hall, echoing through every little thing. I thought love would make us fearless, but we only learned how to hide, putting silence in between us every single sleepless night. And I still leave the TV on just to fill the space, like somehow noise could cover up the shape you left behind. In this blue light apartment, I'm dancing with your ghost again, spinning slow through empty rooms, like the night will never end. You're still written on the mirror, in the steam I can't erase. Every lonely little shadow still remembers your face. There's a bookstore down on 8th Street where we hid from summer heat. You would read the final pages first and ruin every mystery. Now I walk there on my own, pretending I don't miss your voice. Every song inside the cafe sounds like all the wrong choices. Funny how a heart keeps beating even after love is gone, like a train that keeps on moving after everyone gets off. And maybe we were only meant to burn instead of stay, but God, we lit up every room for a little while. In this blue light apartment, I'm dancing with your ghost again, holding on to broken moments like they're worth more than my skin. You're still hiding in the silence, in the cracks beneath the door, and every midnight conversation leaves me wanting you more. If I saw you in another life, would you still know my name? Will we laugh the way we used to before we learned about pain? Maybe love is just a city some people pass right through, but I built my home inside it, and every road led back to you. In this blue light apartment, the dawn is creeping through the blinds, and I swear I almost hear you in the hum of passing cars tonight. You'll always be a little heartbreak I carry through the years, like perfume on an old sweatshirt, or rain that disappears. Blue motel signs along the highway, rain collecting on the glass, static radio and headlights, watching lonely towns go past. You fell asleep against the window while the tires sang below, and for the first time in forever I didn't mind driving slow. There were freckles on your shoulder, fading maps beneath your skin, like every road you'd ever taken still somehow lived within. Maybe maybe people are just travelers trying to outrun old ghosts. And the blue motel signs glow like tiny moons tonight, leading all the broken dreamers somewhere warm to rest their eyes. Oh, the world keeps moving fast, but this moment moves so slow, like the universe is whispering, you don't have to go. The night is breathing low, like it already knows. Morning dime smelling like coffee, waitresses with tired smiles. We kept driving with no destination, just escaping for a while. You said maybe love is simple, not a promise carved in stone, just somebody beside you when the world feels too cold. The clouds began to open softly, golden spilling through the gray, and suddenly the road ahead didn't feel so far away. Maybe healing looks like this: windows down and open skies, and the blue motel signs fade behind us one by one, like old memories dissolving into pale and rising sun. Oh, the world still spins too fast, but your hand is holding mine, and for now that feels enough to survive another night. The highway sings below, and we keep driving slow. If we never find the answers, if we never settle down, at least we had these endless roads and the stars above this town. And the blue motel signs disappear into the dawn, but the feeling of this moment somehow keeps burning on. The night is almost gone, but we're still holding on. Blue motel signs, blue motel signs.
Cherry cigarettes. You wore that leather jacket even when the summer burned. Said you liked the smell of danger and the lessons never learned. We stayed out past the morning on rooftops near your place, watching airplanes cross the skyline like they had somewhere to escape. You'd laugh with tired eyes like you already knew goodbye. But I was young enough to think love couldn't make two people stay. And every word you whispered felt like smoke inside my lungs, beautiful and reckless, like we'd never come undone. Cherry cigarettes and midnight conversations, your lipstick on the rim of my imagination. We were falling fast, like city lights in rain, trying to turn temporary into something that remains. Now every crowded avenue still carries bits of you, and every your number in my jacket from that winter downtown bar where you danced like nobody noticed all the bruises on your heart. You said love was just a hotel, people checked in and out, but then you held me in the doorway like you wanted me around. Funny how the loudest memories come from quiet nights alone. Just your hand around my fingers and the static from your phone. Maybe we were destined to burn before we faded. But for a little while we almost made it. Cherry cigarettes and blurry neon mornings, trying not to think about the ending that was forming. We were just two shadows running out of time, searching for forever in the middle of the night. Now every empty subway and every passing train still sounds a little like your voice calling out my name. If I saw you on the street tonight, would we pretend we never cared? Or would your eyes still hold me like they used to back then? 'Cause some loves don't disappear, they just learn how to hide inside old songs and strangers in the corners of your mind. Cherry cigarettes and half-forgotten feelings. You taught me even broken things can still be beautiful, healing. And though we disappeared like stars before the dawn, some part of us keeps glowing long after we were gone.
Summer on repeat. We were 17 and reckless, sharing headphones on the train, talking like the world was ours, like nothing good could ever change. Your Converse hanging from your fingers, walking barefoot by the sea. You said, promise me this feeling won't become a memory. Streetlights painted gold around us, salt wind tangled through your hair. I remember thinking quietly, life will never be this here. And every little second felt too beautiful to lose, but nobody warns you how fast the summer moves. Now I play that summer on repeat like an old cassette in my car seat. Every laugh, every kiss, everything we almost missed. You were sunlight on my skin, a place my heart still wanders in. Even now I hear your name like a song I can't escape. Years went running in different directions, different cities, different dreams. I learned people grow apart, no matter how close they seem. I saw your face in a magazine ad, someone else was by your side. You looked happy in the picture, and I smiled before I cried. There are nights I still drive nowhere just to think about those days. with that view. So I play that summer on repeat, like a faded melody. And somewhere in another life, it's still right here with me, dancing underneath the moonlight, young enough to still believe that love could last forever, and forever meant we'd never leave.
You walked in wearing sunlight through the cafe by the park, turning ordinary moments into pieces of fine art. Your laugh fell through the room like records spinning warm and low, and suddenly the world felt softer than anything I'd ever known. We spent whole afternoons together, watching strangers pass us by, making stories for each person underneath the fading sky. Back then every little feeling seemed too beautiful to hide, like our hearts had finally found the perfect place to collide. You're my golden hour ghost, still glowing when the daylight leaves, living somewhere in the corners of forgotten memories. And no matter where I run or how much time goes by, you're still the color every sunset, every pink and silver night. Now the seasons keep on changing, but your shadow stays the same, like a photograph untouched by distance, years, or pain. I still pass your old apartment, sometimes late when I can't sleep, and the windows shine like tiny stars calling quietly to me. Funny how somebody leaving can still make the whole world bloom, 'cause every place I loved with you still carries your perfume. Maybe some loves never vanish, they just drift beyond our sight, like sunlight staying hidden inside the evening sky. You're my golden hour ghost, soft as smoke and summer rain. Every melody reminds me of the way you said my name. And though we turn to strangers somewhere down the line, you still live inside the colors of every sunset sky. If I could hold 1 second forever, it'd be that night in June. You dancing barefoot in the kitchen while the whole world slept till noon. You're my golden hour ghost, still beautiful somehow, like the last light through the curtains falling gently on me now. And every time the evening fades, I swear I feel you close, like love never truly leaves. It only changes form. Lavender skies, lavender skies. Lavender skies above the freeway, your hand hanging out the window slow. We were chasing little sunsets with nowhere important left to go. You smile like the world's gentle, like heartbreak never touched your skin. And for a moment I believed maybe life could stay like this. The radio plays softly, some forgotten indie tune, while the city lights were blooming like flowers beneath the moon. You looked at me so quietly, like you already knew that some hearts only find themselves when they're standing next to you. Under lavender skies, you turn my darkness gold, made a lonely soul believe love could feel like coming home. And even now the evening air still carries traces of your voice, like every star above the highway still remembers us. There's a little diner by the station where we used to waste our time, drawing constellations on napkins and laughing past midnight. You said the universe was endless, so maybe we were too. I didn't know forever could disappear so soon. Now every passing summer feels softer than before, like your memory keeps teaching my heart how to feel warmth. And though we slipped away like waves beneath the tide, you still glow inside my chest like city lights at night. Under lavender skies, you were poetry in motion, turning all my restless thoughts into oceans full of hope. And even if the seasons change and every road divides, part of me will always live inside those violet nights. Maybe love was never meant to last forever long. Maybe it was only meant to become somebody's favorite song. Under lavender skies, I still see your silhouette dancing slowly in my memory, like a dream I can't forget. And somewhere past the skyline, where fading colors shine, I know a part of you still belongs beside mine. Silver streetlights on wet pavement, midnight buses passing slow. You're beside me wearing earphones, sharing songs I've never known. The city looks cinematic through exhausted 20-something eyes. Everybody chasing something, trying not to fall behind. You ask me if I'm really happy, I laugh and look away, 'cause honestly I've been pretending more than I'd like to say. But somehow your voice cuts through all the noise inside my head. Under silver street lights, we look almost alright, like maybe broken people can still glow sometimes. And every passing car feels like a shooting star, disappearing into the dark blue night. Oh, don't fire escape, cold hands buried in your coat, talking about the lives we wanted back when we were younger souls. You said you're scared of growing older without becoming who you dreamed. I said I think everybody's faking confidence more than it seems. The wind moves softly through your hair, music leaking from your phone, and suddenly this crowded city doesn't feel so cold. Maybe we don't need the answers. Maybe we just need tonight. Under silver street lights, everything feels slowed in time, like the universe has given us one moment to breathe. And all the fear we carry feels lighter in your company, like maybe we're not as lost as we thought we'd be. Maybe we'll forget the pain, but remember how the city glowed when we danced inside the rain. Under silver street lights, you and I feel infinite, like two tired hearts finally finding somewhere safe to land.
After the party, the kitchen's full of empty bottles, music barely hanging on. Everybody left an hour ago, but I still haven't moved along. Your perfume lingers in the hallway, mixed with smoke and cheap red wine. And the silence feels much louder now that you're no longer mine. We were talking over nothing, like people do before goodbye, pretending there was still a future hidden somewhere in the night. You touched my hand so carefully, like breaking me would hurt, but losing you still shattered every quiet part of me first. After the party ends and the lights come back on, I still hear your laughter like an unfinished song. And every lonely morning feels heavier somehow, 'cause loving you was easy, but letting go is hard now. There's a crack inside the mirror where you leaned against the sink, singing badly to old records without stopping once to think. God, I miss the way you ruined every serious moment, turning sadness into dancing like heartbreak was temporary. Now strangers fill the spaces where your footsteps used to fall, but nobody says my name the way you used to at all. Maybe we were only meant to survive one season long, but I still replay your memory like my favorite song. healing means forgetting, I don't know if I wanna heal. 'Cause every pain you left behind also proved that we were real. Maybe love isn't forever, maybe nothing ever is. But for a while, you were all the happiness I missed. Oh, after the party ends and the dawn begins to rise, I finally understand some people stay through memories, not life. So I'll carry you like music, soft and bittersweet somehow. 'Cause loving you is over, but I still love you now. Yeah. You bloom like a moonflower, quiet in the midnight air, soft enough to heal the silence, growing wild without a care. I was just a passing stranger with too many storms inside, but your eyes felt like the ocean, pulling every wave to tide. We stay awake till morning, talking underneath your sheets about the lives we dreamed of having and the people we could be. And somewhere in those tiny moments, without even trying to, you became my favorite feeling, my safest point of view. Moonflower, moonflower, dancing slowly in the dark. You turned all my broken pieces into tiny works of art. And even if the night moves on and pulls us worlds apart, you'll forever bloom inside the hidden gardens of my heart. Winter came without permission, carrying us separate ways. Suddenly your name became a memory I couldn't say. Still you sweater by my bedside, smells like rain and vanilla smoke. And some nights I hold it close enough to pretend you never left. Maybe love is something fragile, like snow beneath streetlights. Beautiful because it melts the moment that you hold it tight. But if I had to lose you, just to know our love is true, then every ache was worth the chance of meeting you. Moonflower, moonflower, still glowing in my veins, like silver light on empty roads. Oh, music through the rain. Oh, the years keep falling like petals into time. Somewhere deep within my soul, you're still alive tonight. One day we'll become stories people barely speak about, but I remember every detail, every whisper, every doubt. 'Cause some hearts leave fingerprints no distance can erase. And loving you changed every corner of this ordinary place. Moonflower, moonflower, if you ever think of me, I hope it feels like starlight resting gently on the sea. And maybe in another life, when
Midnight humming through the hallways, laundry room lights flicker gold. You were sitting on the dryer, wrapped inside your winter coat. Outside taxis painted shadows across the half-frozen street, while we shared cheap instant coffee and talked quietly for hours. You laughed about your broken headphones. I pretended not to stare at the way your tired eyes still carried something bright in there. Sometimes home is not a place, sometimes it's a person staying late. So don't leave yet, the night is soft and slow, and the world outside feels colder than it did an hour ago. Here beneath fluorescent lights, everything feels strangely right, like lonely hearts can still find warmth in ordinary nights. We're glowing quietly, like hidden galaxies. Morning creeping through the windows, blue and silver in the dawn. The vending machine kept buzzing like an old forgotten song. You said life feels like a station, people leaving all the time. Still somehow we keep searching for a reason not to hide. I watched you trace circles on the floor with worn out canvas shoes, and suddenly the silence didn't feel lonely anymore. Maybe healing happens slow, like winter melting into roads. So don't leave yet, the sunrise feels too near, and I'm not ready for the silence waiting when you disappear. Here beneath fluorescent lights, the shadows finally soften, and for a little while the world feels less forgotten. We're glowing quietly, like hidden galaxies. Maybe years from now we'll forget the things we said tonight, but I remember how your voice made the dark feel light. So stay until the morning trains shake the buildings wide awake, and let this tiny room become a memory we can take. We're glowing quietly, like hidden galaxies. You said the moon looked lonely, hanging over Amsterdam. We were calling from 2 time zones, trying hard to understand. Your voice was breaking through the static, like a song from far away. And I counted all the hours till I'd hear your name again. Everybody says distance only works in movie scenes, but your laughter through the speaker still meant everything to me. So tell me why the smallest things can pull a heart apart, when all I ever wanted was to stay where you are. We're just satellites spinning, trying not to lose the signal. 2 souls drifting through the dark, still connected by invisible lines. Even oceans could couldn't stop me from reaching through the night. If love survives the distance, maybe we survive this life. I kept your postcards by the bedside, next to records that you loved. Every city had your shadow, every silence had your touch. Sometimes I'd fall asleep imagining you were breathing next to me, instead of staring at the ceiling. With this ache I couldn't speak. People change like seasons changing. Nothing stays the way it starts. Still I trace your constellation every night across my heart. Maybe we were written in completely different skies, but somehow all our stars aligned at the perfect time. We're just satellites spinning, sending signals through the blue. Every lonely night becomes another road that leads to you. And though the world keeps turning and pulling us apart, you're still the quiet gravity, keeping orbit in my heart. If I ever lose you completely, will the universe know too? Will the stars burn any dimmer without me loving you? 'Cause some people leave like storms, but you stayed like starlight, soft enough to heal me, bright enough to change my life. We're just satellites spinning, still glowing in the dark, holding on to fragments of the love that made us who we are. And somewhere past the skyline, beyond the city lights, I know your heart is beating underneath the same night sky. Cherry skies above the parking lot, summer fading but the air was warm. You were leaning on your old guitar, playing songs for passing cars. Tiny lights across the river bend, we said we'd never grow like them. People tired of chasing sparks, living with half-lit hearts. Your shoes tap softly to the beat, while the city hummed asleep. And every word you whisper low felt like somewhere safe to go. Maybe nothing really lasts, maybe moments fade too fast, but tonight feels infinite somehow. Under cherry-colored skies, you look like a midnight film, slow and blurry at the edges, but beautiful within. And all the world kept spinning fast, while we stood completely still, like two souls trying to remember how being alive can feel. Stay here for a while, till the morning light. Coffee stains upon your sleeve, old vinyl crackling quietly. You said someday we'd disappear, drive away from all of this, find a town beside the sea where nobody asked who we've been. Just a little house and quiet nights, and songs drifting with the tide. I watch reflections in your eyes, tiny constellations something smoke can pass right through. Still I want this moment to remain. Under cherry-colored skies, you look like a midnight film, soft and faded like a memory, too precious to forget. And all the noise beyond the streets couldn't reach us where we stood, like we found a hidden doorway back to something good. If tomorrow pulls apart everything we built tonight, promise me you'll still remember how the stars looked in our eyes. Under cherry-colored skies, we were young and temporary, but the night held us together like a secret melody. Stay here for a while, till the world wakes up.
Polaroid hearts. There's a shoebox in my closet filled with pictures from those years, blurry faces, cheap motels, and the smoke of teenage fears. You would write across the borders of every photograph we took, tiny promises in blue ink, like scenes from your favorite book. We thought love was something simple, just a hand to hold at night. But nobody tells you growing up can pull two people out of line. Still your voice lives in my memory, soft as bedroom radio, like a song I heard once but somehow still know. We were Polaroid hearts, fading slowly in the sunlight, trying to hold color while the world kept passing by. And every little moment felt too beautiful to lose. Now I chase those ghosts in every crowded room. I heard you moved to California, cut your hair and changed your style. Probably learned to stop romanticizing every little goodbye. Meanwhile, I'm still driving nowhere when the city gets too loud, listening to old playlists, trying not to think out loud. About first loves in your youth. No matter how much time goes by, a piece still belongs to you. And sometimes late at night, I swear I feel you near, like your shadow learned how to survive the years. We were Polaroid hearts, burning softly at the edges, holding on to feelings too fragile to confess them. And though the pictures faded, I still know every line of the way you looked at me, like I was worth the time. Maybe we would never
apartment smells like coffee and books left open on the floor. There's an old band softly playing through the speaker by the door. You wear my hoodie like it's yours now. Dance barefoot down the hallway, singing words you barely know, like nobody else exists. Outside the winter air is freezing, but your room still feels like June. And every little careless smile pulls me closer into you. Maybe love isn't dramatic, maybe it's just staying close on nights when everything else feels uncertain. We're like Polaroid hearts, soft edges, blurry sparks, tiny moments turning into memories. And every laugh, every touch feels like it might be enough to survive this spinning world together. Hold on to me tonight, before the morning light. Sunday mornings moving slowly, sunlight falling through the blinds. You're asleep beside me, breathing like the calmest thing alive. Phone screens glowing with bad news. Everybody seems exhausted, trying hard to keep pretending they know where their life is going. But here inside this quiet room, time dissolves into the sheets, and suddenly the noise outside can't really get to me. Maybe growing up just means finding peace in smaller things, like sharing silence without fear. We're like Polaroid hearts, faded colors in the dark, holding on to moments before they disappear. And every word, every kiss feels temporary but real, like maybe that's what makes it beautiful. Hold on to me tonight, before the morning light. If someday all of this changes, if distance pulls us apart, I hope these nights stay somewhere hidden safely in our hearts. We're like Polaroid hearts, still glowing in the dark, tiny pieces of forever in our hands. And maybe nothing really lasts, but right now that doesn't matter, 'cause tonight feels endless again. Hold on to me tonight, till the city wakes alive.
2 a.m. beneath the fluorescent lights, you're choosing drinks in oversized sleeves. Outside, the city breathes in quiet waves, while rain slips softly down the street. You laugh about your awful week, I smile like I know what to say, but honestly, I just like hearing your tired voice at the end of the day. Plastic bags in midnight air, taxi lights reflected everywhere, and somehow in that ordinary moment,
life feels lighter than it should. Maybe happiness is small, tiny things we almost miss, like standing close enough to hear each other breathe. So stay a little longer tonight, let the world keep rushing by. We don't have to solve our lives before the sunrise. Under tired city lights, everything feels warm and slow, and your hand brushing into mine feels more like home than home. The night is young and blue, and somehow so are we. Rooftops glowing after rainfall, steam rising from subway lines. You tell me all your secret fears, like getting lost inside your mind. I tell you I've been feeling too much and sleeping way too little lately. You laugh and say, yeah, me too. Like maybe that could save me. There's comfort in the way you listen, like silence never scares you. And for the first time in a while, I don't feel invisible. Maybe healing isn't loud, maybe it's just being found by someone who stays even through the quiet parts. So stay a little longer tonight, let the record spin slowly. The future can't wait outside beyond these apartment lights. 'Cause right here in this fragile hour, nothing else feels urgent now. Just your tired eyes and mine meeting in the dark. The night is soft and true, and somehow so are you. Maybe we are all just lonely hearts trying to look okay, searching for somebody warm enough to make us wanna stay.